In this video, we're going to be rounding numbers to a given number of significant figures. Now, whenever you're rounding to significant figures, the first thing you need to do is identify what the first significant figure is. So that is, going from left to right, the first non-zero digit that you'd see. So in each of these, this 4, that 3, this 5, and that 9, they are the first significant figure. Now, once you've identified your first significant figure, because this question wants you to round it to one significant figure, that means that we're going to be rounding after that. Now you could, if you want, also highlight above, I don't know, with like a little 1 like this, that's the first significant figure as well. Of course, it's different from rounding to the nearest 10 or 2 decimal places. We don't really have a formal title other than that little one that I've done. But everything else that we do as far as rounding goes is exactly the same as before. So we look at the digit afterwards to decide whether or not this first significant figure is going to stay the same or go up 1. So this 6 is going to turn that 4 into a 5. Watch where the decimal point is, so we end up with 0 there, so 50. This 2 won't change that 3. Put in the 0.3 and we're done. That 0 will not change this 5. Look where the decimal point is, so we've got 3 zeros that need to go in there. And then this 9 will change this 9 to a 10. The decimal point is here, so we don't need to do anything more, so 10 is our answer there. Next one, we're being asked to round to 2 significant figures, so we still need to identify what the first significant figure is. So I'm just highlighting that here. Our rounding is then going to happen after the second significant figure. So the second significant figure will always be the digit after the first, the third will always be the digit after the second, so on and so forth. So the rounding is going to occur at these purple arrows. These digits are going to decide whether or not the next number, or the number before it, goes up or stays the same. That 3 will not change this 2, so we're left with a 4, 2 there. Our point here means that we end up with 4,200. This 8 will turn this 3 into a 4, fill in the rest of our number, get our answer 0.024 there. This 8 will turn this 0 into a 1, so we're going to end up with 0.31 is the answer for that. And then this 6 will turn that 9 into a 10, which turns that 9 into a 10, which will end up giving us 100. The decimal point's there, so we don't need to write anything more. And lastly, rounding to 3 significant figures. Again, identify what the first significant figure is. The first digit that is not a 0, which is all of those I've highlighted there. The second digit will be the one after that, the second significant figure even, and then the third significant figure will be after that. So this is after the third significant figure, after the third one, after the third one, and after the third one. Then look at the digits afterwards. See whether or not the third significant figure will stay the same or round up. So in this one, we're going to end up with a 9, filling in the 3 and the 4. Decimal points here, which means I've got a 0 in there, 4,390. This 8 will make that a 2, fill in the rest of the number, 0.622. This 2 will not change this 0, so we write in 0, fill in the rest of the number. And just like before, we do not round that, or we do not sort of drop the zeros from the end. This number implies that you've rounded to one significant figure because there is only one non-zero digit that you start with. There's nothing after it, okay? We have to put these 2 zeros in the end because this is our first significant figure, which implies this is the second one, which implies this is the third one. And even though that these turned out to be zeros, that is a 3 significant figure answer. So we have to put those zeros in afterwards. And then the next one, this 8 will turn that 9 into a 10, which turns that 9 into a 10, which turns that into a 4. So we'll end up with 0.400, and again, has to be the 3 significant figures, so that is our final answer for that. Done.